All right, welcome to our Optimal Living Friday team meeting. The reason why I talk about optimal living is because really that's what we're all moving towards. We're all moving to the place of not just healthy, but actually living an optimal life where we feel and look and act our best because we can. And it's not saying that you're going to be as fit as an Olympic athlete. It's saying optimal for you based on where your life is at. And we have a couple who is, I can't think of a better friend. And I say friend meaning I call them Ham and Cyril, Harold and Sam, Prestenbach from Louisiana. And they're going to basically lead us today with some stories of transformation. They're not only good friends of mine, but people that I've partnered with in life. And they have led a great team of people who they're going to share some of those stories of hope and health with us. So if you guys can just give a warm welcome to Harold and Sam. Prestenbach.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning.
So excited to see you again. And you know what? I think exactly what we have here is that we all have something incredible that we hold in our hands, whether it's been our personal experiences in health, or it's a combination of our personal and helping other people in health. And so we are so blessed with the abundance of people moving forward in their life that every week we're able to share stories of hope. I mean, it's really quite amazing. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Alex, that every single week we have somebody new that wants to jump up and share what they've created in their life or what they're helping other people do. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And I think it's always the perfect way to kick off any meeting is celebrating other people and their health. So I have a good friend that I want to start with, and she introduced herself as Honeybee, which she's definitely super sweet for sure. I love this lady. We grew up together, and we actually lost touch over several years, but now we're reunited. And so she's just going to share with you guys a little bit about her health story and what she's doing lately.
Oh, nice. I was hoping I would go first, but oh, sweet. All right. Well, for me, like Samantha said, we did grow up together. Her sister was my very best friend, all through elementary school, and so, anyways, my story started whenever, I had 4 beautiful girls, and gradually weight came on. After each one, it got harder and harder to lose, and so then I saw myself the biggest I'd ever been, even, after having kids. I mean, being 9 months pregnant wasn't even that big, so. I was in a place where I was tired all the time. I'd wake up and I'd want to go back to bed and not just like a nap, but like 3 hours or whatever, still be tired. Finally, one day, I was introduced to the program, and it changed my life. And here, today I just checked Samantha this morning, and I jogged 4 miles, and then walked another 5. I walked it too. Ran and jogged, walked total of 5. So starting out, I couldn't even do a mile without stopping. So it was really an awesome feeling this morning. So, but anyways, I'm loving it and enjoying being health coaching in May, and I love it. It's amazing how starting health it's just an awesome feeling. I love it.
Oh gosh, thank you, Melissa, so much. And so those of you that didn't catch that, her real name is Melissa, but you feel free to call her Honeybee. That it's really amazing what you can create in your life when you just kind of get out of your own way. And I just want to show y'all real quick her before and after, because it's pretty awesome. If you don't mind, well, I know.
I don't mind. I'm proud.
Yes. So, I mean, looking at her, you mean she would never know now that she had 4 kids. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible, the transformation that she's had. But not just physically. I don't know, Melissa actually started on basically just MetaFast before. And when we reconnected, she came over to my house. And this is just an interesting side note. She looked in my pantry. She goes, "Oh, I love that stuff." I was like, "Me too. What do you know about that stuff?" So it was incredible. Literally, we were disconnected over several years, and the point when we reconnected, we had no idea that we had that in common. But the thing that we didn't really have in common was Take Shape for Life. She had used the tool, but she still wasn't really sure of what was Take Shape for Life about. And so I've been so blessed to be able to teach her and integrate her into our community. Thank you, Melissa, so much for sharing. Awesome. Okay, now Miss Mamie, where are you at? Oh, there you are. Awesome. We've got another wonderful client health coach story. Mamie, you're with Vicki, right?
Yes, I'm with Vicki.
Awesome.
We were childhood friends. I'm a former dance teacher. I still teach dance. I'm a sign language interpreter, mother of 2, just turned 40, post-hysterectomy, no hormones, you name it. I have fibromyalgia problems. I was just giving up. I did different workout programs. Everyone used to come to me for advice. And what they didn't know was I was lost myself. I was used to teaching everybody else. I didn't have time for myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to find a program because I have to be the type that helps other people. That's just my nature. So if I could find some way to coach someone, or if I could learn something that way to teach other people, I'll stick to it myself. So that was on the back burner for a little while, and about a month later, I'm on Facebook and I see Vicki talking about one of her clients. I'm like, hold on. Hadn't talked to her in forever. Messaged her, and ever since then I started this journey, and I'm off of all of my medicines for the fibromyalgia. I'm sleeping at night. The hormone deficiencies or whatever is gone. I'm dancing again. I'm working out. Me. I wouldn't even hold a hand weight. Like a stress ball was the extent of it for me. And I'm helping other people, and this is amazing. My daughters are dancers, and they want me to help their friends, and it's just been a growing experience for my daughters, myself, the whole family. And we're getting in our little small town in Louisiana, and people are starting to care about the Take Shape for Life, not necessarily the MetaFast aspect of it, but the whole program, and it's starting to take off. I'm excited.
Wow. Awesome. I had the privilege to work with Vicki, with you not too long ago, and I love how you've all of a sudden just fired out of a cannon, it seems like, just of a couple of weeks, right?
Yes, last week was dance recital week, so I felt so out of pocket. It seemed like an eternity, and I went, maybe it was 5 days, 7 days, it's okay. But this program is infectious. It is. And when I talk to people, they say, and I've heard it before, the smile on your face. They want to know more things. I'll shout it from the rooftops every chance I get. This program is amazing. It really is.
I love your energy.
Don't piddle around. We have stuff to do. So eat and then go help, okay?
Sharing.
So hold on a minute. I think we have somebody's phone is on, and I'm not able to mute it for some reason. So I keep trying to mute it. Let me just go ahead and see. Okay. It says all participants are muted. Still have that background noise.
It's a 504 number.
It's not showing on my end. Let me just
One
go.
of them Southerners.
What's that?
It's one of them Southerners.
One of them Southerners. Oh, there we go. I found the phone. Mute audio. All right. You're back on, Harold.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you. Cool.
I just love your energy, and I'm very passionate about this. What I heard you say is basically, it's not about a brand. You are excited about this because of what it's done for you and what it's doing for other people. And that is so powerful. And when we talk about referring, how to coach referring here in a little bit, that's all we're talking about, guys, is how to show people what this does for you versus what the label says.
Yeah.
So, and your story illustrated that perfectly. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nate.
Thank you.
I think we're going to hear next.
Yeah, Allison. So we love to bring health coaches in, but we also love to bring clients in. And well, here's the thing: our health coaches were also clients at one point. So it's kind of all the same. But Allison, you have a special guest on today, right?
I do. Angie, and she has finished up, I think, week 2 yesterday, and she's just had a lot of great triumphs in a very short period of time, doing a lot of changes in her health for her and her family. So I just wanted her to share a little bit about her journey so far with Take Shape for Life. Angie, you're on.
Hello. Well, originally, I've had 3 kids. So obviously I've gained a tremendous amount of weight with each one of them. And it just seems like I couldn't get off everything that I gained. So I'd recently moved from Louisiana to Missouri. So I'd seen one of my friends on Facebook, and she looked fantastic. And she recently had a baby. So I got in touch with her, and I asked her, what she was doing. And, she introduced me to Allison, and it's been a great journey. Very easy to do for me, with 3 kids and, trying to balance all this. I have a 7-month-old, and then a 4-year-old, so they keep me pretty busy. But, my family is diabetic, obesity, that all runs, really bad in our family. And it just come to a point where I'm like, I can't let myself get that way, because I was not doing good for my family. I was just kind of going through the motion and, didn't feel that I was living up to my potential for me or my family. So, I've been on this 2 weeks, and I've lost 8 pounds, and I'm already feeling, better. Just the energy that I have. I used to, and my husband always picks on me. He's like, don't talk to you in the morning because, until you've had your coffee. Well, now I can wake up and, I smile. I'll smile at him, or I'll talk to him and joke with him. It's amazing just waking up feeling better. And, and of course he's kind of skeptical with all this, but he actually come to me the other day because, I'll prepare my meals separate and do theirs. And he came to me the other day, and he wanted to just eat what I was eating. He's like, I need you to help me eat better. And I love that, he's asking me to help. Not that I know everything. I'm still learning as I go. But, that's really important to me. And even my 4-year-old, his dad brought him home a chocolate candy bar. And, not that he passed it up, he still ate it, but he came to me and he's like, Mama, this is not healthy. This is not a healthy snack. And I'm like, no, it's not. But, I want my family to be healthy, as well. And I know I have to lead by example. So, this is an amazing group. I know I have the support. Anytime I need Allison, she's always there. It's great. So thank you.
You have been, really fun to coach. And I think one of the big things I hear, and somebody I think has said it too, is that leading by example. And, my family too, they're not very healthy. And so hopefully they will follow in the same path, and some have. And, just making it easy. And that's one thing that's so great about this program, is that we just take baby steps to get where we're going to the bigger picture and make it easy, because we don't want it to get too overwhelming. So thanks for sharing. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Somebody want to jump in. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, I'm looking for you, Wendy, because you're the only one I can see right now. Not Wendy. Who just shared?
Angie.
Angie, you can hear me. So Harold, just acknowledge you can hear me. I just wanted to just say that story, all of the stories so far, but that story specifically made me think of someone in particular. And I'm thinking, wow, there are a lot of people who would benefit from being on this call today, hearing these changes. And as a matter of fact, I also thought a little bit about Renee. She's a client who Adrian and I have been helping, and she's now becoming a friend, and she's just a great personality. But I was kind of watching her smile as you were sharing your 2 weeks of being able to get up in the morning and have a little bit of energy without as much coffee. And not that we all have to give up our coffee. I have a little bit of coffee here, but it's just fun just hearing that. You made me think of a lot of people. So thank you for sharing that, Angie.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Angie.
Thank you, Angie. And you know what? I love seeing you on the Support and Celebrate page, sharing and commenting, and just keep it up. You know, community is really what helps people not just get the results, but continue to lead that lifestyle. So thank you for joining our community today.
Yes, absolutely. So I think up next, to respect time, we have, I think Johanna has a guest that she's going to invite on, a special guest of hers. Johanna, can you come off of mute? And thank you.
I'd like to introduce my Aunt Jane. She was on the July challenge from last year, and she actually became a coach before she even became a client. She was so excited. She read Dr. A's Habits of Health, and she knew this was a good thing for her and for everyone she knew. And then she started on program, and she's lost over 55 pounds. And now she has her first client. So I would like to introduce her so she can tell her story of how she came along. Aunt Jane, you want to unmute?
Maybe I'll help her out.
There we go.
Oh, you got it.
Yes, I'm Jane Kabarak, and I'm from Indiana, and Johanna's in Louisiana. I'm so thankful for this Zoom. I was skinny when I was in, but until I hit puberty, and then everything broke loose, and I started gaining weight like crazy, and I've been overweight since. And I tried all kinds of diets. I mean, name it, grapefruit, Atkins, I mean, you name the whole gambit. And so in my last ditch effort, several years ago, in 2010, I got a lap band. And the lap band took me just so far. I got down to 1 day, and I was really upset that I couldn't get down any further. About that time, Johanna come around and posted her Facebook page with her pics on it, and I was just blown away. I said, wow, she's beautiful. And I knew that she had really blown up and was really unhappy and everything, and I was hurting. And I couldn't believe the transformation. And that gave me a lot of hope. And I said, you know what? She can do it. I surely can. So I talked to her, and we talked, and like she said, I got a hold of the book. That's about all I could do at the time, I thought. So I read the book. Well, I knew I had to do this. And so I started on January of 2015 this year, and I'm now down to 130. I am close to my goal of 110 to 120, I believe is what I'm shooting for, unless I start looking bad or whatever. But right now I feel great, and I'm so thankful for this program. And I know that with my transition, that I have the backing of my coach, Johanna, and also the backing of all the TSFL staff. And that is so reassuring to know that I've got that through my lifetime. And because that is kind of scary. And so the plan is awesome. I've been so happy on it. Have not been hungry one time. Love the food. The PCMRs are just awesome. They're so handy. I have my little go bag. They work out so well. So I'm just so grateful. I am a health coach, as Johanna shared. I couldn't wait to share it, and I wanted to be able to do something with it. So I joined as a health coach, and I now have one client, my first client. I'm so excited, and a real good friend of mine that I'm happy to help get to optimal health, which this is what it's all about. And so I'm just grateful, very grateful. My dream has come true.
Wow.
I'm 64, by the way, and I'm not ashamed to say it.
I love it. I love it. I love just in everyone, but just in your words, and what you said was you spoke about the convenience, you spoke about the support, you spoke about hope. Everything that embodies this company just came out of your mouth in the last 3 minutes, and I just love that. And congratulations, and I'm so happy to hear that you are working with your first client. Congratulations.
Wow. You know, there's just so much that I'm sure other people. Does anyone else want to just share? You have more stories, or are you guys transitioning here, Harold?
Yeah, we're actually we're done with the stories. We're going to move into whoever guest we have next.
That's wonderful. I just wanted to. Does anybody want to comment or say anything before we move into some guest introductions? So we have some really great guests on too.
I just want to say quick that I'm so proud of everyone who shared, because, you know, getting out in front of a lot of people and telling your story can be difficult. And I think that coming on here and practicing, that's how we're going to change America, how we're going to make people healthy, is because they connect with our story. So thank you all for sharing. And Aunt Jane, I'm so proud of you.
You know, something I wanted to say, Johanna, you're right on. You know, as each of us shares, you can look at it as just you getting a chance to share what's great that's happening with you. If you're a coach, you can look at it as practice, if you will. I think just blurring the lines and just saying it's just sharing, right? It's just talking about something you're excited about that a lot of people are looking for. They're just hoping somebody will step up and say what's working for them and what they're excited about. People are begging for us not to talk about the process. You know, when they ask us, how did you do it? What they're really asking you is, can this work for me? And when they say, what did you do? They're really saying, please don't say something that turns me off, you know? And a lot of times it's really about what's not going to turn people off is just talking about how you're feeling, talking about how that you have support and that you're really working on a healthy lifestyle. Whenever you talk about products or the process, people are always going to figure out a reason why that wouldn't work or this won't work for them. It's amazing, though, when you talk about why you're doing this and how you're feeling, and why do you ask, what are you looking for? So I just wanted to say, man, that was just a great hearing those stories, and so little of it was about, you know, what chicken breast you ate or what Medifast meal you ate. I do love that Aunt Jane is it. You know, you could tell she's a health coach at heart. She's talking about PCMRs, portion control meal replacements. I love it. Just how handy those are.
Here's my before and after picture I wanted to share. I meant to share.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I love it. Well, so good. Well, I know Harold and Sam, you guys want to lead the intros. Let me just give one little plug for the intros when you're having your guests. Let your guests share a little bit about what's going on with them. Just give them a quick intro. Also, when you're doing your share, think about kind of your 30-second to 1-minute version of what's happening so far. And then we'll maybe have you on as a guest that maybe shares a little more in the future. But just talk a little bit about kind of where your mindset and body was at before and what's starting to happen for you now. So Harold and Sam, do you guys want to say anything else?
No, I think you nailed it. And I think actually Barbara Cleary, did you have a guess?
Yes, I do. Rick Turner has joined us today. He's been with me in the program for not very long. He's lost 40 pounds, and I didn't recognize him when his face popped up. I haven't seen him in several months. So Rick, why don't you, this is the group, and they're excited to have you here.
Hi everybody. Hi, Barb.
Hi.
Yeah, one correction, that's 42 pounds now.
Oh, okay.
So Rick is shy.
I got to get all those pounds, yeah. So I know you guys, I was at Craig's Zoom there for a little while, so anyway, I'm back here now, but I know you guys have time restraints, so maybe I'll share some numbers with you. I think when I started out, my health assessment was 18.
Wow.
That was not good. So Barb suggested that, I think I've been on this now 2 months and 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And Barb suggested that I take it again. I was kind of afraid to take it again because it was so low the first time, but I did. And I ended up with a score of 99.
Wow.
It's obviously working, but, when I started this, I had the opportunity. It was my doctor, which is Barb's husband. And not all doctors rush you out of the office because he really took time with me. And my family history is off the chart in the red. And I've had blood pressure problems for years and years. And through medication, we got it fairly close, but he still wasn't satisfied. Neither was I. So I was on 3 different blood pressure medicines. I'm only on 1 now, and after 2 months. So, things are moving along really, really good for me. I feel great. I can actually tie my shoes without going to one knee, so that's really good.
Wow. Nice. You brought up a good point. I'm glad that you spoke about the health assessment, because that's powerful. Because if we focus too much on the weight and the scale, and if it doesn't move, and that determines our happiness or our success, so called in the program, then it's going to be a long journey. But if you take that health assessment, you see so many aspects of your life, those healthy habits that are changing and growing. It's a good tool. I'm glad to hear that you utilize that.
Yeah. My story is very similar. The bounce back to doing the yo-yo diets and everything. I never could keep the weight off. But when I was talking to Barb the other day, I said, about a month into this thing, you just realize that, it's a health thing. And I was going to do it. I was pretty set on doing it. And I just knew that this is a kind of diet that there's no way I'm going to gain that weight back. I'm going to just go forward with it. I know I can now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Rick. And I definitely love the ladies, but I do welcome some testosterone on these Zooms.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Who do we have? So next, I have a special guest. I'm going to go all the way, well, at least on my Zoom, to the top. I want to introduce Amber. She's actually a personal trainer at our facility at Lift Training Studios, and she's actually jumped on to June. I don't want to tell her whole story. Amber, can you come on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hey. All right. Well, I won't go on with my whole story because I'm still writing it. But basically, I came to Lyft as a client because I was at a really unhealthy point in my life with just family and the situations that were going on. And my family isn't really one of those, healthy families, and they don't support or care to reach optimal health like I did. And so when I came to Lyft, I not only met great trainers that helped me reach to where I wanted to be, strength-wise, also like mentally, emotionally. Sam and Harold helped me. Allison helped me, taught me to take shape for life. And I've done it for over a month now. And I've been a happier person. I've been sleeping better, which I've had terrible sleeping habits in the past. And then I just feel a lot better overall. The weight loss isn't really something that I was focused on. I know that I wanted to have a certain look, but really, honestly, I've noticed more of my physical less than I've noticed actually just like my personality in general. I've just become so much happier, and I feel like I'm more enjoyable to be around now that I've been on this program. It's just changed so much on the inside and out. So now I am purchasing my health coach kit. And so I'm going to the convention in July, and I'm really excited about that. So it's going good.
Awesome. That just shows the diversity of this program. She's the ripe old age of 21, and you know, she didn't have a weight loss story. So it's just the diversity of this program, but it had things to offer her too. And she's just an inspiration to everyone in the studio, young and old. So excited to have her on board. I'm not sure what other guests we have. If you have a guest, just jump on in.
I'll jump in there for a second there, Harold. All right, so we have lots of guests on. I know that there's people all over the country. Let me just go ahead and turn it over to Adrian Carlson. I think you have a guest on with you who's checking things out.
So my cousin actually is on with me. Her name is Renee, and blessing to kind of the beauty of social media, she got in contact with Alex. Probably, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but about 3 or 4 months ago, they contacted and chatted a little bit, and then after some time, she decided to jump on board this summer because it's that time of year and she's a teacher, as am I, and so it's a little bit easier to fit into our schedule. And she's had an amazing first week and a half. She's already lost 11 and a half.
Oh, you don't get to share that. That's her. That's her. You don't get to steal her thunder there, Adrian. Back up. Back up.
Share a little bit more, you're welcome to.
Hey, Renee, how's it going, girl? Well, maybe you do get to share because we can't hear her. Try again. All right. Can you hear us? Nod your head. Yep, we can hear you. Okay, we just can't hear you. I'm not sure why. Oh, you know what you need to do is you probably need to go and turn the screen horizontal if you can for a moment. And then looks like you don't have the what's it called? The screen rotation turned on, I think. And there should be a control if you just touch somewhere on the screen. It should say use phone audio. So we'll see if we can get you back on.
And if you have a headset, you might plug that in and that might help. That might work too.
I thought we had audio with you earlier. I know we did. Just now that your video's on, I'm not sure why your audio's off. All right. See if we'll give you another 30 seconds or a minute or so and see if you can get it on. And if you can, how about now? Okay, well, maybe Adrian does get a share for you. I'm sorry. Oh.
I can talk a little bit about my partner as well for a second while she plays with their speaker, if you want.
Go for it.
So this kind gentleman that's staring at me right here, he decided to get with the program back in February, and we've both been coaches since then. So do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
Well, spontaneously. I was a very kind of active person, a cyclist, rode a bunch, like 5,000 or 6,000, 7,000 miles a year, but I was still 240 pounds and had some knee issues, replaced both knees over the years and just went through my second knee replacement. Found this program, and the easiest way ever, I dropped about 30. And just amazing how much less inflammation I have and how much better I feel and my flexibility, and just it's been a great.
Wonderful. Well, let's just see if we have Renee, and if not, we'll have you share, Adrian. Renee, do we have you? Okay, well, we'll get the audio worked out next time. So you can finish just sharing that story. Sorry to interrupt you, and then go figure. I start mouthing off, and then that happens. So.
I guess I just want to say that it's really wonderful to see some of the successes she's had thus far. And I imagine that there's just going to be a lot more because she has a really amazing personality and is fired up already and ready to keep on her goals. And so I hope to just continue to see some awesome success.
All right, Renee, one more time. We're going to see if your audio came back. Did it? Nope, not yet. Sorry. All right, well, we all are happy to hear you on, see you on, and really great to see your experience. I was telling Renee yesterday, results not typical. She's like Adrian was saying, a week and a half in, 12 and a half pounds down. Her body was ready to give up the inflammation and the extra weight, and it's continuing to. And she's just raring, when can I exercise? I want to start moving, and just everything. I love it. So this is good. All right, Israel Lobu, are you on? I think you have some exciting news with new folks that are on board on the team is growing. And if people could tell their background of what they do, their occupation, and now why they're moving forward with us here too, that would be great.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. I do have a meeting here in about 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm really excited to announce Chris, who is on here. She was on for the first time last week, and she's just an awesome addition to our team, someone I've been getting to know. So I'm excited to have her back this week now as a brand new health coach and just really helping assist more people to optimal health. So Chris, if you wouldn't mind, just kind of share why you decided to make that shift and continue to join us on this journey together.
Sounds great. Thank you, Israel. I am so pleased to have met you and Alex both. This has been a thrilling, short, quick journey so far. So I kind of jumped on board as a fitness professional, really wanting to find something to reach others and help other people reach their optimal health like I had, and wanting to find a solution to where I can reach those people through my fitness profession. And we came across Israel, and it took off from there. I decided this week, working with Israel and Alex, that it was time to start grooming me for coaching, and my husband decided to come on. He's one of those individuals that I would have never expected to come on as a client so quickly and be so ready for this. But the stories that are offered, the hope that's offered for him, it made sense to him at the time. So here we go. We're going to change lives. Let's change America. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely, Chris. It's glad to have you on the team, and just your heart and who you are as a caring person. You lead with heart. One thing Chris said was, really looking at something that can make a significant impact on other people's lives. And when we started talking about compensation, how well coaches are paid, she's like, that's good to know, but I really want to make sure that this program can do and help these other areas. And I'm like, absolutely. And then on the other side, we started talking with her husband and her, and he was like, great, I'm excited about getting things going. She was shocked that, like she said, and then at the same time, he's like, and we could also use some good income too. So it's nice that we have a vehicle here that not only gets you healthy, it gives you team and community at the same time. It can provide a decent income for you in a very little time. So pretty cool. And Israel, I think you have some other great news. So what's going on, bud?
Oh, yeah. So I didn't realize you were talking about that. Oh, my family, is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, you got other stuff. You probably don't even know it, because we have this thing we do. We have this thing we do where we work as a team. And when Israel's got a lot of stuff going on in his family life. He just had a baby. I'll let you share a little about that later if we have the time. But that's amazing. I don't even want to try and take that down. But I've been working with this team because we have a deal where you can really use your mentor coach. And Israel has another coach in Roanoke, Virginia, named Robin.
Yes.
And Robin's going to move forward. And you have a new coach with your new coach. So go ahead and, do you know who she is? Have you met her yet?
Yeah. So, and I wasn't quite sure, because I know Robin's been on here a few times, and absolutely. I mean, Robin has just been.
No. Have you met the new coach underneath? Vanessa. Yes. Go for it.
Yes, absolutely. I was on a call with her, and I'm really excited that Robin is growing, is now inspired Vanessa to want to get on board. So, Vanessa, I mean, it's so cool. I want to continue to get to know you. I'm so glad that you're part of this team. And she's really looking at this. She's been so successful as a client that she's really looking at this as being a health coach. Now, I wasn't quite sure, Alex, Vanessa, have you decided to move forward as a health coach and start assisting people?
Yeah. So Vanessa, why don't you share briefly what your client experience is and why you decided to pay it forward, and keep it about 30 seconds to a minute, because I know we went way over time. So many new people.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm saying that, Alex, is because you've been so amazing at assisting me as all this stuff is going on in my life. So I'm thankful that you are helping, and so this is kind of as I'm, the team's growing. It's cool. So anyway.
We'll unmute you there, Vanessa, just a moment. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, basically, I had no plan on doing this. My coach and dear friend Robin had brought this to me and was like, she knew I was just discouraged, nothing was working. So she's basically tried this, so I did. It worked. I was just completely shocked. And just knowing what it did for me, you just see the people around you that you love and that are hurting, and just, I just want to take it to them. And I didn't plan until Robin asked me, do you want to help me? You want to be a coach? And it was like, yeah, sure. If I can, help somebody else. It's just people that you love. When you see your loved ones hurting, you just, even strangers, seeing people hurt, you just want to help them.
That is short, sweet. And, Vanessa, your heart is huge. Your reputation precedes you. Robin, when I was talking to her about people that she wants to do life with, just people she loves being around, she talked about you. Because I said, you're getting so busy, Robin, she's an entrepreneur. Robin has 3 health clubs that she's working with and lots of people. I said, you got more people who are interested than you can handle. I said, do you know anybody who's got a big heart? And she's like, Ness. I'm like, Ness? I said, what's a Ness? He's like, Vanessa. And I'm like, well, tell me Vanessa's story. And you've already had a pretty good change in your own health in that short time. And now here you are ready to pay it forward, and just recently signed up as a coach. And when you sign up as a coach, and this isn't just for Ness, this is for everyone, we want you to know you're not on your own. You're in an apprenticeship. And how that works is you don't just get a Cracker Jack box coach certification. Like one day you're not a coach and the next day you are. What we do is we have a relationship with Villanova University, which is the top nursing college, and they run our certification process. And we have a relationship with Johns Hopkins. We're a physician-led organization. And so what happens is we have a mentorship style approach to becoming a coach. So Ness is now going to be immersed while she's going to be learning right alongside us, and her mentor team, myself and Craig Blanchett and the Millers, are going to link in and come in and work with her. And you know what? Israel and Robin get a focus on doing what their competency level is in their life. And those of us who are a little more free with our time get to work directly with you and show you the ropes, how to properly do this. And we actually help you acquire your first 3 to 5 clients with you. And we do a lot of the work for you in the beginning, and you get to watch it. And then you're getting compensated and paid while you're watching and learning, which is really cool. And you probably didn't even know that fully. But that's what we did with Robin, helped her with acquiring with Israel and so on. And then eventually you have those competencies. So those of you who are kind of like sitting there going, what's this whole coaching thing? How does that work? Well, it just basically means you have a lot of people around you who you would like to bless. Like Ness said, she's got people who are hurting and she knows. And at the end of the day, if you try and refer them, this is a segue for Harold and Sam, by the way. If you try and refer them to someone else, there's a chance they're going to go with that person. However, if you say, hey, let's do this together, I'll do this with you, the likelihood of them wanting to link arms with you who they're inspired by is much higher than trying to pass them off to somebody they don't know, So that's why we have the pay it forward model, where we come in, help the people you care about. Or if you want to inspire them and share this with to link them to your coach, you can. And so having said that, I know we have lots of people who want to intro, but we do have to move on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give whoever's the loudest that wants to introduce someone an opportunity to say, hey, I have another person to introduce. But we do have other things. So Ness, welcome on board. And Israel, congratulations on your new baby. Is it Lila?
Yeah, Lila Serene. Thank you. Yeah, she's healthy. She's 1 week and 1 day, and I'm just so thankful and blessed she's healthy. And so it's really exciting. And through this whole process, like you just mentioned, is like you've been helping as I've been so busy with all of that. Just my team is growing, and I love that more and more fitness entrepreneurs are really seeing this as a great solution. I mean, this program makes such a huge impact, young and old, all across the board, and it's the best solution. The story that I'm hearing all the time is like I've tried so many things, but once they've tried this, they found the solution. And this, they don't have to go to anything else. This is what really works.
It's because it's team.
Exactly. So we have all this, but I've got to go, you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day.
All right, we'll see you, Israel. All right. Does anybody else have anybody else they want to intro? Speak now or hold your peace till next week. All right, I think we did it. And I just want to say, this is the most important part of what we do. Even if we don't get through some of the technical training, and it's not even that technical, it's just going to be a lot of fun here. And it's brief. I just want you to know, when people say, well, I'm ready to become a coach, what do we do now? You just saw it. You just saw it. We share our story of hope, our struggle, what's happening with us. We work through technical difficulties because we're focused on purpose, and we share that. And we say, you know what, this would be a safe place to invite someone else to come in and listen to. And we do that through either a one-on-one conversation or a three-way conversation or a team conversation. So having said that, Harold and Sam, with little time we have, do you guys want to at least open up the topic, or do you guys want to save it? We had a lot of new.
You know, I think I really want to just take what few minutes we have left to at least talk on it. It does take just a little bit more time to really effectively coach you through the process of it. However, it's really important. Alex is so right. The first step in becoming a health coach is just knowing what you have in your hands, feeling what you've created in your life, believing in it, and having that unshakable faith that, you know what, this will change somebody else's life too. That is the first step. But if you're analytical, you're a new health coach, or if you're new or not, or you're thinking about health coaching, you're going to want to know that also that there's a system to pair with what you're feeling in your heart, that there's an actual process. And so we have processes and systems for everything, so that you can think what your mission is and what you want to help people do and actually see it come to fruition. I think the second thing that people really worry about when they're becoming a health coach is, unless they're really, really well connected, they're like, who will I help? You know, who is going to want this offering? And it's really simple, honestly, especially when you start with your first client. A way to increase your circle of influence is by gaining referrals. So raise your hand if you are just getting tons of referrals all the time. I'm not seeing it yet. You know, it's an art and it's a skill. If you didn't raise your hand, you're not alone. Because guess what? There was a point in our business in which Harold was like, why don't we get referrals? And I was like, yeah, why don't we get referrals?
We weren't asking for it.
and we weren't coaching people either how to refer to us. And so that's truly, truly important. So when you're working with a client, the number one thing is first the relationship. But once you're creating a relationship with them, using our systems to coach them effectively is also going to gain trust. And so when they trust you with their health, they're going to want to trust you with other people's health too. But then after you've established that, you actually do have to put into words that the offering is there. There will be some people that will just send you referrals no matter what, you know, but that's not the majority of our clients. So when you are working with your clients, when is the best time to position referring? Does anybody know? From the very first call. After you've done your pre-client call and they're ordering their program, right away, you're gonna start coaching them how to look at the program. So this is like with the stories that we're talking about. We're setting the tone every step of the way for our clients of what their journey means and what it can look like. If we don't take that critical moment to explain to them now what you're going to be eating, although it's labeled MetaFast, and what you're going to be reading, although it's labeled Take Shape for Life, is so much more than that. And people are going to notice. They're going to notice that you're losing weight, and they're going to notice your energy, and they're going to want what you have. And when that moment comes, that people ask you, would you please just do me a favor, and them as well, and just let them know about your health coach. And you can send their number to me, and I'll gladly contact them for a free call. It's so simple. And you know what, guys? It doesn't change much after that. It's just being persistent and realizing You also want to be empathetic and realize what our clients are eating every day, 5 meals a day, most of them, is Medifast meal replacement. So we want to coach them and set their focus in the right direction, because we know when I was a client on program, I instantly, when I started feeling good, was thinking about who this could impact. But if I didn't know the difference between telling them, I'm excited because I've lost 8 pounds and I'm not struggling anymore, and I wake up and I have energy to play with my kids, versus, oh, the how, I'm on Medifast, I might have lost them right there. And then they may have not ever had a chance to get healthy.
And it helps. It's exactly what Sam said, is it helps them from day one take the focus off of a diet mentality. So there's synergy there. I mean, they're gonna help you through referrals, but you're also helping them through the fact of you're setting the tone, like Sam said, that it's about a program, it's about the support, it's about the education. So therefore, people start noticing, and they're gonna start noticing your energy and how, a little pep in your step and what you're doing. And that's when you coach them to say, hey, if they just go Google Medifast or something, you're going to do them a disservice. They're going to go just basically go buy a product. They're not going to get that education, not going to get that support. They're not going to get that focus that we're going to help keep bringing you back to. So there's multi things that's going on from day one and then week 1. And you're constantly reminding them and asking them. And it's organic, but you have to be consistent with that. And one other thing that Sam and I do too is, I'll share my screen real quick. We also do another layer, is where we send a referral letter too. That way, verbally, some people, they'll hear it, but maybe they didn't get it. And if you're like me, I got to see it too, a little stubborn. So we send this letter too. Can you guys see that screen? And it basically just says, congratulations, who is noticing? And it tells them exactly how to share, what not to say, and the reason why. And boom, we'll send that. And we even give them like a little gift too. I mean, this isn't things you guys have to do. This is just going above and beyond and just giving value to your clients.
Because the one thing that you'll notice is, especially if you follow this systematically with every client, which if you're using the file folders is easy to do, and your success tracker, you're going to be saying this from your pre-client call, days 1 through 4, in some way, shape, or form. It's not always going to sound the same. You're going to every single week when you talk to your clients, you want to ask them, because we want to make sure that their friends and family have the chance to get healthy too. But still, guess what? People are busy. No matter how many times you say it, you're always going to have someone that just accidentally maybe says Medifast or Take Shape for Life. And so the letter is just a really awesome layering to empathize with people's busy lives. And when you hear it verbally, you see it also, it just sinks in a little bit more,
Absolutely. And it extends, and I hear a lot of times, and we'll wrap up here just to respect time, or if there's any questions, but I often hear a lot of us talk about, man, I have to get out and increase my circle of influence. Well, guess what? When you're helping and aiding and assisting that one person to optimal health, you just tapped in, once you gain that trust, you just tapped into 300 more people, minimally. So that's increasing your circle of influence there. So think of that.
So a lot of you want to know where this information, you can find it, because after we talk about it, you want to go study it and decide, is this the right thing, the letter to implement into your health coaching practice. So all this is on the Simple Systems. We did a short little video on the forefront of layering on the phone calls that we can post as well. But Becca Tinter has a very short video on the referral packet. And the letter is in our Simple Systems as well. So we'll post that on the Optimal Health Coach page for those of you that aren't in that document yet, because if you're a new coach, you shouldn't really have that document right now.
Yeah, and I just updated it and converted it to a Word doc, because the other one wasn't working really good. So I'll post that one. It'll save you guys some time. And just know this too, I encourage you not to be passive and just send the letter. That first part of communicating with them is essential. So
yeah, there's no shortcuts to a relationship, and that's sometimes with what would be your brain's kind of thinking, oh, I'll just send people this letter, like you said, But really what you have to do is to let people know, and how that goes in that first conversation after they've got excited, they're starting, is, one of the great things that's going to happen is people are going to notice what's happening with you. And when they do, they're going to ask you what you're doing. And you have to start that and let them know that, because you're kind of being a little bit of a prophet right now. And when it starts to happen, they're like, it's happening. You've let them know. They're not blindsided by it. And one of the things that I've really found is that people's natural tendency, as Harold brought up, is to talk about a product, because that's the tangible thing that they can grab a hold of that's changed for them. What they didn't focus on, though, is that you are now a new relationship who's been inspiring them, meaning the friend or the coach who inspired them. What they forgot about was you had this really great conversation with them about their why. This is really going to help them change. And then what they also forgot about is that they have this support team and these check-in calls and all this stuff, and they go right to the tangible thing that they drank last or ate last, 5 minutes ago. And when you say that, that's actually a dangerous thing. And I just want to hammer home again, I'm just repeating what Harold said. It's really dangerous to tell somebody I'm eating lean and green, or I'm eating Metafast, or a PCMR, portion control meal replacement, because they're going to say, what is it? Where do I get it? And they're going to go on and understand this. It doesn't matter if it's whole food. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact. You can look at all the studies. Whole food has a 91% failure rate for dieting, which means if a registered dietitian writes a whole food program for a client, all whole foods, I'm talking about stuff that grows out of God's earth and stuff that roamed on this land, 91% of the people who start that kind of diet will end up at the same weight that they were at or higher within 2 years, because it's not a lifestyle change. It's not a relationship. It's not a support structure. Portion control meal replacements, somewhere around 85 to 87% failure rate. All right. So whole food's worse than portion control meal replacements. All right. The point is when you combine a relationship with whatever tools, and Metafast has an extremely high success rate of losing fat. It's faster than any other type of meal replacement ever tested on this earth. Metafast had the highest ratio of fat lost out of any of them in the shortest period of time. So it's a successful tool. So now leave everything I just said on the shelf. And that is, you can't skip over this conversation where you say simply this to people. You don't say everything I just said. You leave that on the shelf. That's just for you to know. Here's what you say. When people notice, say thank you and acknowledge how you feel about it. That's it. You stop and you don't talk about the process, the what and the how. You just say, thank you for noticing. I'm feeling great. And then tell a little bit, yeah, I did lose some weight and I'm, maybe 10, 12 and a half pounds in this time frame. But you know what? I'm starting to sleep better and I'm feeling great. Why do you ask? What are, and then at that point in time, they're going to share a little bit and say, you know what? I'm working with a coach. There's this really great program. I'll have them send you some information. Right. And then you can send that letter, to the client and say, I'm going to send you a letter that teaches you how to talk about it. And you've planted this seed, you've done your part. It's literally about a minute, 30-second to a minute conversation in that front end, planting that initial seed. Okay. You want to summarize that, Harold, or add anything else? Or maybe we can ask some questions. People that might have questions here.
I think that would probably be best.
Was it good information? Cup is full?
Good deal.
All right. I know we're at the time and we've got life to go do and we're going to go out and enjoy the rest of ourselves. And I really hope you all just enjoy the weekend. At the same time, I also encourage you to stay on purpose. And what that means is think about what you're living for. And don't take holidays or vacations from optimal health. Make your next choice the choice that leads you where you want. And in the event you make a choice that doesn't lead you where you want, stop, challenge, and choose the next choice. Right?
Yes.
All right. Well, I know there's a couple of you staying on board to talk about how to get started as a new coach. If you're a brand new coach, we're going to be doing a little quick training on how to do that. And we're going to use Vanessa Goad as the example of how to get things kicked off. So if you are brand new and you want to hear a little bit, feel free to stay on board on this line. Or if you're working with brand new coaches and you have the time, feel free. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much, Harold and Sam.
Thank you, man.
Bye.